Horoscope predictions.
Aries.
Aries, today asks you to take a breath before charging forward, not because your momentum is misplaced, but because refinement is now more powerful than raw energy. You've been pushing through something recently, possibly a work issue, personal project, or decision that required more endurance than you expected. The pace of today's energy shifts towards strategic patience. This doesn't mean stopping. It means adjusting your stride so that every effort counts. You might encounter a situation that challenges your leadership instincts, maybe a disagreement, a delay, or a need to compromise, but this is exactly where growth happens. Instead of meeting resistance with force, meet it with clarity and adaptability. You're not losing your drive, you're upgrading it. Underneath everything, the universe is nudging you toward maturity in how you handle authority, accountability, and timing. Emotionally, this is a moment to reconnect with what fuels your sense of purpose beyond external results. There's a difference between chasing success and building something sustainable, and today helps you see that distinction more clearly. A conversation later in the day might leave you reflecting on how you've evolved in the way you approach people. Your words carry more influence now, and your tone sets the temperature of every exchange. Be intentional about it. If something frustrates you, step back, breathe, and let logic lead for a moment. The right response will come naturally once emotion softens. By evening, you could feel a quiet satisfaction in knowing you didn't just act. You responded with awareness. Your lucky colors are crimson, slate, and ivory, and your lucky numbers are 9, 24, and 46.
Taurus.
Taurus, the day unfolds slowly but with purpose, a reminder that progress isn't always visible at first glance. You might wake up with a subtle heaviness, not necessarily from fatigue, but from the realization that some long-term responsibilities need renewed focus. Whether it's career, finances, or relationships, you're aware that maintaining stability takes effort. Today, the cosmic tone pushes you to examine the balance between comfort and growth. There's value in what feels familiar, but you're starting to recognize that too much predictability can keep you from the changes that actually improve your quality of life. You might be faced with a decision that requires practicality over sentiment, and while it may feel uncomfortable, the outcome will favor your long-term well-being. You're learning that letting go of outdated patterns isn't instability, it's evolution. Throughout the day, you'll find that conversations and minor interactions reveal more than they seem. A colleague or family member may say something that sticks with you, not because of what they said, but because of what it makes you realize about yourself. This day favors thoughtful adjustments, reorganizing plans, setting realistic goals, and simplifying what's been overcomplicated. Emotionally, there's healing energy in acknowledging that progress doesn't need to look dramatic. Sometimes it's a quiet decision made in your own head that changes everything. By evening, your energy steadies, and with it comes a renewed sense of control. You may not have all the answers yet, but you're no longer rushing for them either, and that calm confidence is where your strength lies. Your lucky colors are forest, sand, and maroon, and your lucky numbers are 6, 21, and 40.
Gemini.
Gemini, today's atmosphere feels like a deep breath after a long conversation, quieter, but rich with understanding. The mental noise that's been cluttering your focus begins to settle, and what remains is clarity. You may start the morning reviewing tasks or ideas that once felt scattered, realizing that organization is no longer optional if you want real progress. This isn't a warning, it's an invitation to step into greater discipline without losing your creativity. There could be a meaningful exchange midday that reshapes your outlook on a personal or professional connection. The more you listen, the more you'll see that others aren't obstacles. They're reflections of the very lessons you're trying to master. You're learning patience with the process, that sometimes the answer isn't to talk faster or do more, but to understand deeper. Later in the day, your thoughts might turn toward self-improvement, the kind that involves consistent small steps rather than sudden transformation. You could feel a mix of motivation and self-questioning, especially around how you're balancing communication, productivity, and rest. The energy supports reflection without self-criticism. Give yourself credit for how far you've come, but be honest about where you're spreading yourself too thin. A small routine shift, like setting clearer boundaries or focusing on one meaningful goal, could create a ripple effect of progress. By night, your mind feels lighter, and inspiration quietly returns, grounded in reality instead of distraction. Your lucky colors are teal, bronze, and pearl, and your lucky numbers are 2, 13, and 37.
Cancer.
Cancer, today brings attention to the emotional foundation you've been quietly strengthening over the past several weeks. You may feel a pull between nurturing others and tending to your own needs, something you've become more aware of lately. The atmosphere encourages you to slow down and tune in to what's been weighing on your mind, particularly in your home, relationships, or inner sense of stability. You're starting to recognize where you've been overextending yourself, giving care or time that's no longer being returned equally. This realization isn't about resentment, it's about balance. The day's slower rhythm asks you to pause and choose connection with more intention, making sure that what you give nourishes rather than depletes. You might find clarity through conversation or a simple routine moment, such as tidying your space or preparing a meal. There's grounding in the ordinary today. By evening, a sense of emotional renewal begins to surface. You may find comfort in simplicity, a walk outside, a call with someone who truly listens, or time alone without background noise. You're realizing that peace isn't about everything being perfect, it's about being present enough to feel what's real. This day has the potential to help you rebuild your inner calm, piece by piece, without rushing the process. A small change to your environment or routine could mark the beginning of a healthier emotional rhythm. You're no longer reacting to everything around you, you're responding with clarity. That's a quiet kind of strength that's becoming more natural to you. Your lucky colors are cream, moss, and copper, and your lucky numbers are 4, 17, and 39.
Leo.
Leo. Today's energy encourages you to take a closer look at the image you project versus what you truly feel beneath the surface. The world may see confidence, movement, and charisma, but internally, there's a desire for deeper validation, not from others, but from yourself. You might find yourself reflecting on recent efforts, wondering whether you're moving in the direction that genuinely fulfills you. This isn't about doubting your abilities. It's about refining your priorities so that your energy goes toward what truly matters. Professionally, today may highlight issues of leadership or recognition. Perhaps someone isn't acknowledging your contributions. Or maybe you're realizing that external praise doesn't hold the same meaning it once did. It's a good moment to step back, reassess your motivations, and focus on creating results that satisfy you, not just those watching. Later in the day, emotional awareness deepens. You could experience a quiet but meaningful shift in how you relate to others, realizing that authentic connection feels more rewarding than surface-level approval. The conversations you have today might reveal subtle truths about loyalty, trust, or where you've been giving too much energy. Let them guide, not discourage you. The universe is asking you to lead with grounded confidence, not performance. You're evolving into someone whose strength comes from inner certainty, not external reaction. By nightfall, you may feel a renewed sense of purpose, not loud, but focused. You're rediscovering the power of influence through stability rather than intensity. Your lucky colors are charcoal, marigold, and sand, and your lucky numbers are 8, 25, and 43.
Virgo.
Virgo today centers around recalibration, not of what you do, but how you approach what you do. There's a strong current of organization and reflection, asking you to review your routines with a sharper eye. You may notice inefficiencies, both in your schedule and in your mental space, and feel the urge to clear the clutter, literal or emotional. This is not about perfectionism. It's about creating more room for what actually supports your peace of mind. You might find yourself reviewing tasks, budgets, or plans that once made sense but now feel outdated. Adjusting them doesn't mean you failed, it means you're paying attention. Today rewards practicality and grounded decision-making. The more honest you are about what's working and what's not, the smoother your next steps become. And an emotional level, this day offers subtle but important clarity. You could find yourself reflecting on boundaries, particularly around how much you take on for others and how much you leave for yourself. There's quiet empowerment in learning that saying no doesn't create distance, it creates respect. You're also starting to understand that progress sometimes means slowing down to check your direction. If you feel restless, channel that energy into something tangible. Organize, write, fix, or build. Each action grounds you back into the present moment, and that sense of control brings calm. By night, your thoughts are clearer, your space feels lighter, and your next steps look more defined. Your lucky colors are olive, pearl, and russet, and your lucky numbers are 3, 12, and 41.
Libra.
Libra today places you in a thoughtful middle ground, the kind where you're balancing more than one truth at once. You may wake with a quiet awareness that something in your personal or professional life needs fine-tuning, and you're finally ready to address it with calm focus instead of hesitation. The day's pace invites slower thinking, better listening, and deeper observation. Whether it's a conversation that requires diplomacy or a plan that needs practical adjustments. Your strength today lies in your ability to hold steady rather than react impulsively. You might be asked to mediate or make a decision that affects more than just you. And while that can feel like pressure, it's also an opportunity to trust your sense of fairness. The balance you seek isn't just external, it's emotional. And today helps you realize that peace isn't about pleasing everyone. It's about aligning with what's true for you. By afternoon, you may notice that interactions reveal subtle undercurrents, small tensions, mixed signals, or moments that test your patience. Instead of rushing to fix things, the day rewards observation and composure. Someone's behavior could teach you something valuable about your boundaries or communication style. Financial or professional discussions also come with weight today. But you'll find clarity if you approach them with confidence and preparation. Tonight, the energy settles, giving you space to decompress. A quiet routine, a slow evening meal, or even time alone will help you reconnect with your internal balance. What emerges from this day isn't dramatic change, but steadier direction. Your lucky colors are taupe, steel, and coral, and your lucky numbers are 2, 16, and 48.
Scorpio.
Scorpio, the energy today brings reflection that cuts deeper than surface-level thought. There's something brewing beneath your calm exterior, a question, a curiosity, or a subtle unease about where certain things are heading. You may feel more introspective than usual, almost like you're stepping back from your own life to observe the patterns forming around you. Don't rush to interpret everything. Let information come to you in its own time. Professionally, today may feel slower, but that's because the universe wants you to look closer, to catch what's hidden between the lines. Someone might reveal a motive, an intention, or an insight that helps you make sense of a recent misunderstanding. Trust your instincts. When something feels off or incomplete, it's worth revisiting. You're uncovering truths that may change how you move forward. By late afternoon, emotional clarity starts to replace confusion. You could feel a stronger need to protect your space, to draw firmer boundaries, or to invest more in what actually fuels your growth. This is not a day for confrontation, it's a day for quiet observation and small, decisive steps. In relationships, you might notice who truly supports your peace and who drains it. The awareness you gain today becomes the foundation for wiser choices over the next few weeks. By nightfall, a sense of calm returns, not because everything is resolved, but because you've regained your sense of control. You're understanding the power of silence, the strength in waiting, and the peace that comes from self-honesty. Your lucky colors are wine, graphite, and cream, and your lucky numbers are 7, 20, and 44.
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, the tone of the day reminds you that not every opportunity needs to be chased. Some require patience to mature. You've been carrying momentum from earlier in the week, perhaps juggling multiple ideas, projects, or plans. But today, the universe asks you to pause and refine. There's value in reassessing the direction of your energy and checking whether the things you've said yes to still align with your long-term goals. It's easy to get swept up in enthusiasm, but now is the time to apply practicality to vision. You might have to manage responsibilities that feel tedious or deal with a task you've postponed. But your focus improves when you connect your efforts to something meaningful. The more intentional your actions, the greater your reward. This day helps you ground ambition with discipline, not to slow you down, but to ensure your next leap has a solid foundation. In your personal life, emotional steadiness returns through simple acts of honesty and presence. You may have been running on high alert lately, seeking answers, excitement, or progress. And now, the quiet moments feel strangely refreshing. Take them seriously. This is when insight tends to show up in the pause, not the rush. A meaningful conversation could unfold unexpectedly, bringing clarity about a friend, family, dynamic, or romantic situation that's been uncertain. By night, you'll likely feel more centered, realizing that growth isn't always about expansion. Sometimes it's about focus. You're aligning with what matters and releasing the noise that distracts from it. Your lucky colors are navy, almond, and rust, and your lucky numbers are 9, 28, and 36.
Capricorn.
Capricorn. Today's energy feels like walking into a quiet but important meeting. the kind where every word counts and timing matters more than tone. You may find yourself balancing between responsibility and self-restraint, especially if something at work or within your personal structure needs clear-eyed attention. There's progress to be made, but it's the kind that builds quietly beneath the surface. The choices you make today may not bring instant results, but they carry weight and direction. This is a day to think long-term, to plan, to prepare, to reinforce what you've already built rather than chase what's uncertain. A conversation with a colleague, mentor, or someone you respect could spark perspective you didn't realize you needed. There's power in staying composed, organized, and deliberate, even when others seem rushed or reactive. As the day moves forward, your patience and discipline begin to pay off in small, satisfying ways. You might notice progress in something that's been slow-moving, a project that finally gains traction, a financial matter that stabilizes, or a personal issue that feels less heavy. Tonight, you may crave solitude, not out of withdrawal, but as a way to reflect and recharge. There is a quiet satisfaction in knowing you're handling things the right way, even if it takes longer than you hoped. This is a good evening to simplify, clear your space, tend to routines, or organize your thoughts. You're not just maintaining control, you're refining your direction for the weeks ahead. Your lucky colors are mahogany, silver, and moss, and your lucky numbers are 8, 25, and 47.
Aquarius.
Aquarius, the air today carries a subtle shift, one that draws your attention toward connection and collaboration. You might wake with a clearer sense of where you belong, or conversely, where you've been stretching yourself too thin. This is a day to take stock of the people and environments that truly energize you, versus those that quietly drain you. In group settings, you may find yourself stepping up naturally, guiding, problem-solving, or offering a grounded viewpoint others need. Yet, as much as you enjoy contributing, there's also a growing awareness that your individuality matters just as much as your input. Something about today's rhythm reminds you that innovation works best when supported by emotional balance. Keep an eye out for unexpected ideas or conversations. One small exchange could inspire a meaningful change in how you approach your goals. Later in the day, the tempo slows, offering a pocket of emotional insight. It's the kind of moment where clarity doesn't arrive through analysis, but through stillness. You might catch yourself reflecting on the future, not in the abstract, but in tangible terms. Your work, your relationships, your living situation. You're entering a phase of grounding your ideals into practical systems. This evening, time alone or a deep talk with someone who gets you can leave you feeling refreshed. You're recognizing how much more effective you become when your mind and emotions move in the same direction. You're rewriting the balance between independence and belonging, and it feels steadier now. Your lucky colors are indigo, sage, and sand, and your lucky numbers are 4, 18, and 39.
Pisces.
Pisces, today calls for gentle structure, a calm but steady hand guiding you through emotional and practical waters. You may feel more aware of responsibilities or subtle pressures, but rather than overwhelm you, they can actually ground you. This is a moment to translate your sensitivity into focus. The day's rhythm supports careful attention to details that once felt tedious, things like budgeting, planning, or completing tasks that keep your world in order. You may also notice subtle emotional shifts around you, someone reaching out, a situation resolving, or a conversation opening that helps you understand where you stand. Even if certain parts of your path feel uncertain, Trust the process that's unfolding beneath the surface. Growth isn't always visible. Sometimes it's the quiet discipline that builds your stability over time. By evening, a sense of calm returns as you settle into a reflective mindset. Music, journaling, or even time near nature could help you decompress and recenter. You might realize that much of what's been bothering you isn't as urgent as it felt. Perspective widens when you give yourself room to breathe. This day brings subtle but important healing. A reminder that boundaries don't mean disconnection, and that emotional clarity grows from consistency. Allow yourself to move slower, to notice what feels good to hold on to and what's better released. The night favors simplicity, soft lights, familiar comforts, and quiet reassurance that you're aligning with something more stable. Your lucky colors are lavender, copper, and ivory, and your lucky numbers are 6, 21, and 42.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video for more daily star wisdom. Let me know your sign in the comments and how this day unfolds for you. I'll see you tomorrow for another celestial check-in. Thank you so much for watching.